Welcome to the podcast, a PKP podcast, in the air. Check it right now. Intro time. Hey,
Random
thanks for watching
Random
that.
Madness.
Welcome back, yep, Random Madness here. Dave Duca. No, welcome to the show. Tonight we have a few firsts. Are we actually rolling? Yeah, we're rolling. We have a few firsts. The first official female on the show.
That's you!
Me?
Chelsea Danger Harris right
Hi.
here.
Even though I'm here too.
Fiance to Troy the Back Extreme.
Marrying this guy.
There you go.
He's a
She's
dude.
also doubling as the honorary guest tonight. Honorary guest seat.
A dude.
She's drinking from the honorary guest chalice.
It's
Yes.
actually wine.
You're gonna have to blur that out.
Yeah, we're both.
No.
Yeah,
Sorry.
have
I
that.
have to blender her face.
Just make him sponsor you.
Justin Adams here as well, and me, and also we have a spectator. Our first, well, I don't think it's really. She's not really the first spectator, but Jasmine
She's
Rogers,
really good at it.
my
so
female
good.
companion.
Madly
Perhaps.
love.
There you
Here
go.
you see your hand.
Get your face
She's.
in. Just
You
quick
can.
shot. Face. Further. There it is.
Yeah, there she is.
Oh.
Facial.
Elusive.
She's
Yeah.
responsible
First.
for all of the Flickr update photos and all
They're good.
of our productions that we're doing.
Yay! Beginner. Let me
She's good.
push.
There we go.
Beginner for fun photos.
Kind of, yeah. Well, anyways, tonight's the show. Let's just get into it. Can we get into it?
Yeah. Let's get in
Get
it.
deep in
Let's
it.
get deep in it.
What you want to
Okay.
talk about?
Tonight's theme for the In the Air segment is jobs. First
Ooh.
jobs when we were kids, job experiences. Just funny stories. Sad stories, funny stories, any story
How
you
much
want.
crying can do?
So
Somebody.
let's start us off. Troy, you got a story? Or?
Yeah, sure. My first official job, I worked at a restaurant as a busboy. Hated it.
Yay!
Of course.
That's the
Of
worst.
course.
But even
Worst.
before then, I worked at my mom and dad's farm and would
Good
like
job.
shovel cow shit.
Mm.
That's a fun job. Tell you what. Also milk and like feed cattle, not feed cats. Feed cattle. So yeah, that's kind of a crappy job too. No pun intended. To shovel cow shit. But then I worked at a grocery store. The same time I actually worked as a busboy, I worked at a grocery store. Same time.
Really?
Same
Those are-
town.
Yeah,
Same
right across
same
the street.
Same town. TT.
Wow.
I would go to school, and then during the week I would work at the grocery store, and then on Fridays I would go to school, go to the grocery store, work till 6, and then go work from 6 to 11 at the restaurant, which sucked.
Cool.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Sounds like it would.
Yeah.
It does sound like it would suck.
Would
Mhm.
indeed.
Yeah.
Any interesting stories from any of these random jobs?
Remember that time
Dirty jobs?
his foot almost got like ripped off?
Oh yeah, when I worked at the grocery store.
Literally
Right.
crippled him for a while.
Yeah, my junior year. No, it was between my sophomore and junior year. The grocery store had a freight elevator that didn't go up and down, but it rode up a set of stairs. Say these
Like
are
a
the
horror
stairs.
film.
And like the platform rode up the stairs like this,
Oh.
and so you could load stuff on it. Well, anyway, I loaded too much stuff onto the platform, and so I couldn't ride on it, and so I had to. It was a cart, so I held it while I walked up the stairs. I slipped off the stair, and my foot got caught between the platform and the stair, and it
Ah.
crushed both of my feet like between there. And now I
Seriously,
didn't.
it's like
If there
on a
wasn't an
saw.
emergency
Oh my
stop,
God.
it would have just gone straight up and just kept going.
Wow.
And
Ripped
so
his legs
I didn't
clear
break
off.
any bones, but it took I have like a scar on the bottom of this foot. Zoom
Well,
in, high
it has
def.
to teach you a lesson.
Very sensitive too.
Yeah, it's very sensitive.
Imagine your tongue on there or something.
Oh,
But anyway,
Very
it
sensitive.
like took the muscle off the ball of my foot and like ripped it off the bone and then wadded it up into a ball. And I'm like flat-footed on this foot
Sorry.
because they had to take it out.
Yuck.
I'm missing
Not a
my
funny story, but
kid. You asked for
it's
it.
funny
Paul.
now,
You
right?
asked for it.
It is.
You asked
I
for
did
it.
ask for that.
Yeah.
I'd like to point out, before we move on to the next story, we are drinking Miller High Life tonight in honor of a friend of the show, fellow actor Jeremy Moore.
I
who
love him.
On this evening is not going to be when it airs, but
Not
on
here.
this evening
He's currently
tonight,
not here.
while we are filming this,
It's his date of birth.
it's his birthday tonight.
Awesome.
And,
Keep that in.
That's why we're drinking.
Does he actually
I
drink
watched. I
that?
watched so many
He does.
episodes where he's
Anytime
like,
a
"Cut
person
this
drinks,
out,"
it's always
but
I
he
know.
Miller
doesn't.
High Life.
I'm just gonna. I've never seen him drink a High Life.
Jeremy
Yeah, he
Moore
always used to drink High Life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
try
I
those.
was just drinking a lot, or
Probably.
I don't know. That seems weird.
I could imagine
It's a
him
champagne
drinking
of
a High
beers.
Life.
It is.
Yeah.
He's the
He
one who
lives the
introduced
high
me
life.
to it. Happy birthday. Enjoy your day of birth.
You cool dude.
You're supposed to be on the podcast tonight, but
Apparently, got something else going on.
yeah.
Probably
it's
because
your
he's
day of
home
birth.
crying,
Probably.
afraid Troy's gonna kick his ass.
Well, I'm gonna whoop his ass later. I'll tell you what.
Do you guys know about that?
Like
They have this
what?
like fake fight to the death that has never happened.
Fake
but will.
fight. I hear it's real.
It is real.
I've never seen it, so I can't confirm, but I feel
I
like it's
hear
never
it's
happened.
real.
And body slam shit.
He did actually. I almost broke him in half on a futon.
Oh.
Nice. I
Weird.
might have video of this. Probably don't.
What? Ew.
Actually,
Why were you there?
broke into his apartment once.
Yeah, he
and
broke
he
in.
threatened me with a wooden sword. I've never met him before that.
That was your first impression.
That's
When he
his
used to
first
live with
encounter.
Neil,
Yes.
I was like, "Hey Neil, can I just chill out of your apartment?" And he's like, "Sure." Go to his front door. It's fucking locked. So I climb up his porch after I got stung by a bunch of bees and killed
Bee's
them.
nest.
Climbed up in there,
True story.
open the door, turn around, see Jeremy's there with a wooden sword ready to whoop my ass. We've been
Yeah.
mortal enemies ever since.
Yep. There you go. It's official. It's YouTube official now.
Yeah.
I know it's been
mortal
Facebook
enemies.
official for a while.
All day, even.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been official all day.
Yeah.
Excellent.
For a couple of years, it's been
Mm.
official.
Good
Excellent.
stuff.
So let's move on. Now that we got that business out of the way of the beer and where the beer originates and where all the hatred originates. All hatred.
Well, I've had a lot of weird jobs. A lot of just, they suck. But my first job was probably for my parents, which is great and terrible because you don't get paid a lot, but you know, family biz. Wah, wah. But my parents had my dad and my stepmom had their own business for a long time, so I got to talk to adults as a very shy young girl, and it's the reason I'm outgoing now. Just kind of shoved me into it, like, you can sell a t-shirt. Sell it. So I did that for a long time. I worked in a cafe of sorts in a very small town full of a-holes. Quit that shit.
Don't forget rednecks.
The fattest wallets you'd ever see. Just, but mean
Really?
about their, like, pea soup and their just a-holes. But, I don't know. Like, I work at a bank now. Graphic design, you name it.
There you go. Living the
Bead
dream.
maker of sorts. Sold
Mm.
cell phones. Never sold my blood.
Yet.
Well, we haven't gotten there yet, but
There's always
yes.
time. There's still time.
Plenty of blood in
A lot
those
of
veins.
just a lot of
I'm
like
sure.
random jobs.
Any
not dirty,
interesting
though.
stories or
What are you? What, no.
like any like
How interesting you want, Paul?
like you never
I
things
have
that you always remember and will cherish for the
Crowd.
rest of your
I'd
life.
say the crowd just waving.
Whenever you're ready.
I have an interesting story.
Hey.
Oh, Troy again.
Shoot
We
us
got
up.
an interesting story.
So I worked at a Party City chain for about 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
And it was out in the suburbs of Chicago, and I was there, and I was dressed in a full banana suit and like sunglasses on with a name tag on. I was like, buy Halloween costumes, and who walks in but a person from who I went to high school with here, and they looked at me and they're like, Troy? And I looked in my stupid banana suit, took off these big stupid sunglasses, and was like,
No way.
And then I got tackled, and
Ooh.
it was this girl named Crystal. She was like a grade above me or
Oh, I was
whatever.
gonna say, I'm like, tack?
Dave Duca?
Sounds
No.
big.
And apparently, she's friends with Dave Duca. Small world, huh?
Wow.
Small world.
Just wow.
Craziness.
Too
Craziness.
crazy.
Got one weirder.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead, shoot.
So, I worked in a bead store where I would show people how to make jewelry, and also people would bring stuff in for us to make. I'm working, it's like a Sunday, I'm by myself, just designing stuff, whatever. And this crazy old witch lady comes in. Really creepy, and she's got like hair flowing out, and she walks up and she's very serious, and she's like, I have a request that's gonna kind of freak you out a little bit. I'm like, well, now that you said that, hit me with it. She puts down the biggest cat tooth I have literally ever seen in my life. You're right, real cat, whole cat, domestic. Sets it down on my little bead mat, and I'm like, I looked at it for a little bit, and I'm like, well, I don't want to embarrass her, so I'm gonna just totally act cool about this. And I'm like, is this her cat's tooth? She looks at me and she's like got almost like tears in her eyes. So I'm like, oh God, like I feel really terrible, but this is really weird. And she's like, yeah, Fat Louie. I mean, he lived till he was like 18 years old. I hand fed him towards the end. Like he was real sick with like riddled with diabetes and cat diseases. And she's going on and on about how, like, this cat was, like, a human. He had his own room in her house. And was going, like, very deep into stories. And I'm like, oh, this is worse. And she's like, I really just want to wear his tooth to remember him. And I'm like, okay. And then she looked at me. Clearly, she must see something in my face where I'm like, what WTF? And she's like, I just want you to let you know, I did not pull this tooth. She's like,
it fell out naturally because of the diabetes.
She's like, yeah, like, what's in my mind about this domestic cat tooth that she has? Like, who carries that? I have cats. I don't want their teeth. Yuck. See what they eat. Yuck.
Teeth out.
Would you rip a cat's tooth out?
Just,
I'll hook you up with her. She's a
Justin.
real weird chick. But, yeah. So she goes into it, and I'm like, well, I'm a professional. I can do this. And I wrapped it in, like, filigree. It actually looked really cool, like a shark's tooth by the end of it.
Okay.
Still from a fucking cat, so you really can't disguise that. But she, like, had tears in her eyes, and she loved it. And she left, and, like, I had that bittersweet moment where I'm like, God, that was awesome. And at the same time, I'm like, I want to lock the door. A lot of weirdos came into that store, actually. Is that interesting? Or?
That was great. That was perfect for what we needed.
Well, it happened, and it was weird.
So that was interesting. My history, I've been working with my family. They've been owning a few family restaurants in the past, and currently we own one in our local area.
Delish.
It's pretty good, and I don't even know what to say about it. It's just
You guys make really great
You
food.
live with a Greek person.
yeah.
You currently are in love
If,
with a
if you've
Greek.
ever worked
No.
with a Greek boss,
He is mostly
that's my
Polish.
life for my entire
His
life.
personality is Polish.
And,
So anyone from the nation of Greece?
Yes. If you're watching this right now and you know my pain.
No, seriously.
Oh, I got another story. Alright, so
Yay.
I worked at Piggly Wiggly right after Party City for
Yay.
about 4 years or so.
Yes.
And there's a lot of crazy people that came in there.
Yeah.
So
They gotta eat. They have to eat.
crazy people gotta eat too. So
Gotta eat too.
there's this one lady that comes in. Oh my god, every time I saw her, I would ditch to the back room because I never wanted to get caught talking to her because she would talk your head off and she would yell. Like, I know I'm naturally loud.
Right now.
She's louder. And she's old, crazy, has like big old saggy titties.
Yes.
Wait. When you say...
They're like to her stomach.
Got it. That's gross.
And she would come in, she would ride like the public transit in.
I thought you were going to say that little pony that you put a penny in.
She sat on that, it'd break its damn hip. Anyway, she came in and she was talking on the phone, and when I say talking, she was talking on the phone like this to like whoever.
Greek house.
And she was babbling on and on and on and on. Like, I don't even know if she took a breath, but she was going on and on and on, going through the checkout line, whatever, gets done, hangs up her phone, and hawks a loogie onto the floor.
He actually told me this one night. Like, I picked him up from work, and he was like, "You will never know what it's like to work here." And they told me, and I'm like,
She hung up the phone and went, and spit on the
spits
floor.
on the floor? This is not 1840.
Takes her groceries and leaves. And then the cashier was
What
like,
color was the spit?
it was like a yellowy,
That's fine. It's healthy.
yellowy clear. I don't know.
Maybe she's doing. I'm picturing like the saggy boob lady with like a full lip of chew, just like.
No, she didn't. She didn't have any dip in or anything like that. It was just
You
like.
don't know. There's crazies.
Also, there's a very old man. His name was Jack Sewell.
Oh, don't say full names.
He's already dead.
We'll blender it.
Okay.
Yeah, blender it. Anyway, he
was so old.
He was standing in line. He was a kind of a crazy person. Like, there's a person I worked with that watched him go out to his car and check his watch, but he had no watch on.
I do that every day.
And there's one time he was standing in line and his just pants fell down. Like to his ankles. He was just standing in line and just looking around. His pants fell down to his ankles.
We're gonna need a demonstration.
And when he realized his pants fell down, he went to go pick him up. And me, standing there, obviously seeing all of it, didn't want to make sure, like... I mean, he saw me see it.
That's
didn't...
pretty sad. Can I get an aw?
Pants falling down is always funny.
On a really little old man who's embarrassed at a grocery store.
What happened then? So.
I asked him if he lost his trunks. And he's like, and then he pulled him up and paid
Didn't
for his
he die
groceries
like
and
a week later?
I don't know. Anyway.
Wow.
And then there was another time, this old fat guy like came in and tried to pay, and he couldn't turn around and get his wallet out of his back pocket, so he asked me to get his wallet out of his back pocket. It's not a sad story.
Oh, little old people just get me.
He wasn't little,
my God.
and he was old. He was not little, though. He was a big guy.
So he's a fat old guy. Old people just...
He's just like trying to dig into his, like...
Like the crack you're showing me now? I'm gonna dig into that.
I'm gonna blender this out.
Giant blender.
Hey man, can you help me out here?
Aww.
And so I went and dug into his pants to give him his wallet. That's customer service.
There you go.
It is.
But it beats cow shit.
Coupling.
Yep.
Justin, do you have any
Crazy.
interesting anecdotes? Or blender that
Did you just want to say the word correctly?
Anecdotes?
Anecdotes?
There you go.
Yeah, anecdotes. Justin, do you have any interesting anecdotes? Antidotes?
You'll get
Just say it 5
Anecdotes?
Give me the antidote.
For that poison
Snake
I gave you?
Suck that bite out of his butt.
Nope.
Okay.
Nothing?
We work together
He's got
sometimes
something-
in our
something
real
on his
life
face.
job. We have a real life job somewhere. We work together there.
Don't say
You don't work
That is
there.
really
I have a story to tell you after we're done
We
recording.
have a
Yeah, I don't think we can talk
Really
about
can't
anything
talk about
there
it.
because I currently work there and I could probably get fired.
Yeah, I'm not
Probably.
talking about where I currently work.
Yeah.
We'll
But
talk later.
What about when you hold a boom mic and it's hot and he's like yelling at you?
Yeah, how is the experience
crazy?
of working with me, Justin? Is
He
it
can't
shitty?
fire you. It's not real.
I wanted to punch you during the Colts thing a couple times.
As it should
I
be.
heard it.
It was like-
Same stories.
It was like 2 months.
Yeah, me and Justin,
Constantly with each other.
as you know, the Colts
Yeah.
experience. Me and
Yeah, it was
Justin,
Good times.
yeah, we spent a lot of time together. A lot of close moments between us.
What does that entail?
I'm pretty sure by the end we both wanted to kill each other.
Oh, did you have sure bud?
No, but we had to share
A shower?
a shower.
Yeah.
Oh god.
It was not nice.
Like,
It was
okay,
not
guys.
very pleasant.
We don't have money for you to have your own bed. Or no, we do have money for you to sleep apart, but we're going to need you to get fully nude in the same shower
Oh my
because no money
How do
there.
2 men shower? Do you stand butt to butt, dick to butt, dick to dick?
Face
We're not
to
gonna-
face.
We're gonna blender this entire section out.
No,
It's horrible. But Jasmine, did you have? We're gonna segue.
What?
That was good.
commentator, get
Do you
your
have
face
a?
on
You
you.
had you say you had a job story?
Oh, the earliest job story that I have is, I remember being in school, and I was 14, and I had my first job as a waitress in Bellevue. And I remember hearing some Spanish-speaking people. They had to have like one interpreter, but I remember them saying "papas fritas" and knowing that it was French fries.
Yeah.
And I felt amazing. And that's the
You
only
are
story
amazing.
that I can remember.
That's a great.
The
You're
Papa's
amazing.
Fritas story.
I don't think it's even legal.
She's wearing turquoise pants right now, people.
Mint green pants, I
It's-
believe.
well, no, it's turquoise. My mint green ones I wore
Oh, come
like the
on.
other day.
It's like the.
But that was really awesome feeling.
Did you actually like waitressing? Because I've waitressed.
No, I
and
didn't.
it's hard work.
I did it when I was 14, and I've never done
Okay,
it
but
since.
Yeah.
So-
I have this belief that everybody in their life should have to work in the service industry at least once.
Oh yes, to understand what
Yes.
they go through. Oh,
Because
yeah,
the people that
it's
haven't,
terrible.
like I had this person I knew back in maybe college. I'm not gonna out him. And we were at a restaurant once, and everything was fine, and the waitress was great. She was really busy, but she brought everything over and totally fine. I always tip really well, at least 15%. You have to like literally probably spit on me to not get tipped. And this girl was actually like she had her money out and she was deducting money. The longer it took, and she's like, "Well, the girl didn't smile at me, so."
Oh my
C
god.
word.
She was like that bitch that like you know, but you don't want to know.
Well,
but you
they're
know.
the ones who go out a lot. Like
It's terrible.
like
And I was like, I've been a waitress, and people are mean, and they're like, I demand 5-star service, and you're 16 and terrified. And then they leave you a dime. A dime!
Dime bag?
So when I saw this girl do that, I got so upset, and I told her, I'm like, you've never been a waitress, have you? And she's like, no. I'm like, well, you should, because you're a bitch.
Oh my goodness. I wish.
I do believe that people should.
Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you.
No, you were in the food. All of us.
Yeah, I
Justin,
was in
you
the
been
food
in it?
service,
Nope.
but
You ever eaten food?
I have eaten food.
Good enough.
Several times.
but I don't have any funny stories about working at the restaurant.
All mine were terrible. I hated it. I hated every
All
second.
mine are terrible too.
But you're
Um,
good at it. I sucked. I got really nervous all the time.
I wish.
yeah, I'm too quiet. and
Yeah, I was
stuff.
quiet and
Like,
nervous,
I'm good on the phone because no one can look me in the face.
like I'm doing now.
right.
Camera.
Boom.
That's
Her
why I
face is there.
can't do the camera thing.
Actually, wish
Yeah, your camera.
Neil was here. He has
Yeah,
a
I was filming
hilarious.
with your camera.
He used to work at like an appliance store.
gonna be-
Bed Bath and Beyond. Can we say it?
Yeah,
Yeah, you
Blender.
can say it.
Yeah.
He no longer works
As long as
there.
I'm
Anyway,
constantly.
but he has a story. Every time he tells it, it makes me laugh because there's this one night he was hardly anyone in there, and this guy comes up to him, and he's like frantic, and Neil's like, "What the heck?" So he just kind of like, and then the guy like kind of scurries off, and then he goes into like another aisle. And he sees the guy again, and this old lady's like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa!" and just like falls down, and the guy can't talk, and he's like writing stuff on a chalkboard to show Neil to see what he can do, and Neil's like, and then just leaves.
Wow.
Oh my
Yes.
god. That's
Oh.
terrible.
Yes.
That'd be like the worst thing ever. Having an old lady fall, and the only person that you get the info is a mute with a chalkboard.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Very yes. I remember the story. You said it a few times. I was there.
Mm-hmm. You were the
I was the
guy?
chalkboard guy.
And you just laughed in your face and left.
Yeah.
So nothing weird happens at the restaurant? I can't believe that you
There's-
never had like a weird customer.
you worked there
like,
for 15 years.
There's plenty.
Thank
How
you.
did
There's plenty of
nothing
weird stuff.
ever happen?
Remember that time we caught you
Paul
eating
just
a hard
blocks
biscuit?
it out at this point.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I have a story about Paul's working and us seeing it happen. So the first time we actually, cause Troy, like I just met you, and Troy's like, yeah, Paul, his family owns a restaurant in Galena. Like you kept telling us about this, and, like bad mouthing other restaurants in Galena because you wanted to
Yep.
do terrible things.
Yep.
So we're like, you know what? He talks a big game. We're gonna go check it out. We go, and we walk in. And your brother's there, and he looked just like you, only like sad. And he's like, he did not say one word. He just went.
He was the host at the time.
He walked. He grabbed the things. He was just,
He was the host?
Yeah, he was the
and he
host.
walks up and goes. So we sit, and we're like, well, this
With
is
a
already-
gesture that powerful, there's no need for words.
No, but it was already like enough that we're like,
I remember this
the
story.
food better be good. So you finally come say hi. You're in like your chef stuff. You're greasy. You look like you're probably gonna molest some food or something. And then you're like talking about
Molested my
In the
food before.
nicest way.
No, just because it's us, not anyone else. But and then you're talking about like Troy. You're like, do you want the Troy Potter special? And we're like, well, what is it?
Yes,
And you're
I
like, a hard biscuit. And so of course Troy's like, yeah, I'll take a hard biscuit. So he takes it and he's eating and he's like, God, it's really hard. It's like no butter. It's like hard, stale. And so him and I are laughing about it. You go back to the kitchen. We go to leave and go to say goodbye to you. And like this, the restaurant we went to the first time like had a really long bar that you could sit out and eat. You're sitting alone, eating 2 of the hardest biscuits I've ever seen in your chef uniform.
I've
And
heard this story. Like,
you looked
3 times.
very sad and like,
Yep.
but you love those biscuits. And
It would have
was
made
the
it even better if there was
weirdest
just like
thing.
one hanging light above you, just illuminating you.
Oh.
Just like sad, but it was just like, we looked at him like, they're not that good. That was like your whole breakfast. I'm like, is that all he gets? Like, we don't feed him.
Yep.
You just loved it.
That's all I got.
But then every time we went into the restaurant, even after that, the waitress, shall not be named, but she's a badass, always said, do you want the Troy Potter special? And always came with like the hardest biscuit possible and a lot of food.
They have since phased out the biscuit.
Yeah, the biscuit
We
has been phased
no
since
longer
Galena.
serve biscuits.
Is it a Galena thing? Just,
I think it was a Galena thing, and then my dad was just like, apparently people in Dubuque don't like biscuits.
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 Big biscuits.
Biscuits. Sorry.
Yes, oh my
Can't
Business
speak
God.
kits.
tonight. Business kits, press kits.
Press kits, they don't like them when they eat them.
Nope, not at all.
No, but Galena needs you, because, like, the place that came in after you, real gross.
We won't mention their name.
We get the same waitress
Golden
every
Hen,
time.
don't go.
Real gross.
But I want to point out right now, so on this pedestal right here in front of us, the sacrificial table, altar if you will, we have our posters.
You sacrifice there, Paul.
And below the
Jasmine?
posters, our posters, we have
some
these
explaining to do.
2 big posters right here. Back a while ago, we did a podcast at My Print Theaters, and they had a mission to convert to digital, and they were requesting some funds from the community, and since then they've actually achieved their goal,
Really?
and they have
That's
converted
awesome.
completely to digital projectors, so they are still in business today, and last Wednesday they held a thank you celebratory party, and they were handing out posters. I'm just kidding, I stole these. But yeah, I have,
Can you explain why you stole the Denzel Washington pilot poster?
there was not much to choose from.
Okay. He got really sensitive when somebody
They gave
touched
me
it.
all
May have ripped a hole,
Somebody,
probably
look,
not.
there's a hole right here. Look at that. There's a huge gap.
It is a Denzel Washington pilot photo.
Flight.
Flight with Denzel
Whatever.
Washington. At least in
Pilot.
Bruges over here. In
He was a
Bruges
pilot.
is fine.
In Bruges.
In Bruges is still mint.
Good movie.
Truth.
So now that we're done with the In the Air segments, unless somebody has a story.
Do you have
No.
more crazy
No.
stories? Like nobody put a
You
finger in the
worked
soup
there for
or
15
I
years
can't
and you
say
don't
nobody
that.
pooped in the
anything
beans or
I pooped in the beans, okay? I was the one.
I ate those beans, damn it!
Don't get the beans.
never
Don't
eat the
eat
beans.
beans,
Their soup
okay?
is delicious though. But you never had like anything crazy happen? How in like
No
a
customer like
thousand
crapped
years
in the
of serving
booth or
food?
something like that?
Nobody peed on the seat like at Culver's? That happened to Corey. A lot of old
It
people
is,
pee on seats of like fast
Yeah,
food restaurants.
it's
Corey had to wipe it.
Actually, the motorized scooter at the Piggly Wiggly has been peed in by many individuals.
It has.
It's been cleaned because we bleach the shit out of it after they do it. Because guess who
That's
got to
good.
clean it? Me.
Okay, urine is sterile.
Not if you let it sit
It's
long
still pee. Like tell
I know.
somebody, hey,
I'm
that's fine.
saying-
Urine is stale.
Hey,
sterile.
You're not
Sit in
gonna
this.
get like the
Sit
black
in this
plague.
piss.
Hey, you're handicapped, right? You have trouble walking. We're gonna have you sit in this chair full of the last person's urine. Totally
Don't
sterile.
worry about it. It's sterile.
The scent-
You can drink it.
The scent proves that
May
it's
smell
sterile.
terrible,
If
but
it burns
fine.
through your pants because it's so thick, we won't reimburse it. Do you want that? I'll break
I'm
your
just
legs right
saying,
Let's
I'm
go.
just saying it's not
Fake
like
it out at Walmart. You know they're peeing
you're
there.
not gonna get dysentery from sitting in someone's urine. is
Well,
all
if
I'm
you're-
saying. That's it.
You're gonna smell like urine.
What if you're like
for
Barry?
one?
Yeah, well,
First world problem.
It's bad enough you can't walk around a Walmart. Or you have to sit in someone's urine.
Bad enough you're in a Walmart, you have to do it while sitting in your
Yeah, it's bad. You know, and then you have to back up and beep. Like, that's embarrassing.
Oh, I gotta get my 36 rolls of
Yeah.
toilet paper.
Okay, I love how,
I'm
like,
just sitting in all
The
this
only
urine.
things that beep when they back up are huge semi-trucks that have good reason. Heavy things like that are being loaded onto pallet jack or whatever. And then an old person sitting in a little seat that everybody can see because they're usually being an a-hole, backing up. Like, really, does that need a beep?
Yeah, it tells
I've always
you,
wondered.
beep, beep,
It's making
I'm
them
peeing,
feel bad
I'm
about
peeing.
If I was that person, I would be like, oh, I feel really stupid. And it always takes them forever to back up, and you're just like, beep, beep.
To be
beep,
fair,
beep.
the thing goes like 1 mile an
So
hour.
why does it need to
and
beep?
it goes
We can't
even
even do
slower
damage.
backwards.
Yeah, I know. You can't even possibly.
Sorry,
hurt
let me
someone.
back up in this chair that's the size of just my own ass. Like, when I back up, it doesn't beep. And I got an ass.
Congrats to Mindframe for achieving
Full
digital
circle.
conversion.
That is great. No, I thought Mindframe is really great because nowadays you can't find a place that will celebrate someone like you, Paul, like you're a filmmaker, you know, you and Justin, everybody makes these films. They actually letting you sell tickets was like mind blowing. And they were totally cool about it. Like, you have that was a huge theater. That was one of the biggest ones I think they have.
Mhm.
So a place like that, even, you know, that should stick around. And it was really scary because those ads went on for a long time about if they can't make it to digital.
There were ads for it?
I heard it on the radio.
was on
Well, it
the
was just
radio.
saying, like, support
Yeah.
your local theater, come out, you know, if you buy this. I think they had a contest, like, if you come out and support your theater to help us make it to digital, like, they were giving away stuff or something. But it was on, like, Y105 and stuff.
Really?
Yeah, they were mentioning it. That's the only
Yeah,
reason
it
I
was
knew
on-
they even had to convert.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So what did they do with all that film, then? That's just Benito? Like,
Well, movies
film?
aren't even being distributed in film anymore.
Yeah, they're not even
It's
being
all coming
like
out
that.
digitally.
so then why did they have to upgrade?
Because that's
They
how
wouldn't get
films
any
are being
good
distributed
movies.
now.
That's what I was talking about, the films that they were previously showing. Is that something they
Oh,
rent, or
they-
do they get to...
They rent it. They have to
keep
send
Yeah,
it
they have
back.
to send it
Got
back.
it.
They never convert them.
Okay,
Send it to them.
The only thing they keep is the trailers, which is weird.
that is weird.
They have a bunch of like,
They just have
yeah.
a box of
they
trailers.
just have huge boxes of trailers,
I did not know that.
like 35
Neither
millimeter
did you,
film.
probably,
That's
Russia.
awesome.
Are all the trailers
Sure.
coming out in film,
Thank
and
you,
then they have to
Russia,
switch
for
over to the
Yeah.
digital film,
Podcast.
like
Yep.
motion
you say
picture?
thank you to Russia. You guys are cutting over it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What?
Go ahead.
Talk to your fan base.
Thanks.
Oh,
Russia.
Oh God.
Because apparently Russians like PKP for some reason.
yeah.
No.
Let's do
it's
a shout out.
bot.
Let's do
It's
a shout out to our Russian
Russia.
fans.
It's a bot.
But
A
It's
Russian
a bot.
robot?
Hey, Russia.
But there's a
nice
lot
job
of
on
bots
Hysteria,
there.
His
Russia.
profile
like-
gets a bunch of hits from Russia,
50
but
bots.
I like tried to Google like why that would happen. It's because Russia doesn't have like laws against bots or something, so they
Like
just
robots?
fucking like
Thank
bots
you,
that try to
bots.
like
Thank
For-
you, Russian
they,
bots.
they try to
Dos
like
vidaniya.
Like I
they
Right.
try to hook on his website to be able to post ads is what I learned.
What kind of ads? Dirty
And-
ads?
I never see ads.
And
on
no,
the
that's the
website.
thing is that they try. They hit his website to try and see if they can post.
Wish you could see
And if
my
they
intentions
can't,
right now.
Jasmine's killing our dream.
No,
right
I'm
now.
fucking serious.
Hey,
Yeah,
anyway.
it's
no,
not.
no.
We
Oh.
have a
What if
Russian
there's just
fan
no
base,
We have
okay?
a Russian fan base.
Justin.
Paul.
Get in it.
They have a
Russian
fan
robots are
base.
trying to take over. This is just how fucking Terminator started, okay?
Were they Russian?
Yeah.
No, they weren't.
Doesn't
It
matter.
It
What?
doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. This is
They're
how
Russian in this
Schwarzenegger is
life
gonna
right
be
now.
speaking
in an
Russian.
underground
Like-
fucking Soviet Union still exists. They're making robots. They're trying to get through Paul's website to get to America. They're going to
Get to
infect
America.
everything in America. Pentagon, White
Me?
House, you,
Yeah, me.
all that
Robots in my
shit.
blood.
Fucking Verizon
Nano
is going to be
I found out that a
everywhere.
PKP
Nano
is
machines.
it a
They're
PK or a PKP?
PKP.
Is a gun. It's a Russian gun.
Oh, really?
Also.
And PKP is a
Which I
Russian.
thought
And
also
it's a
might have something to do
shocking.
Oh my god,
A
these
PKP is a
Soviet
Russian
PKP is
gun.
a train
Soviet
station,
bots
too?
are going to
Yeah,
have PKP
in the
guns.
Ukraine or Poland.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Or the moon.
I don't need to burst
Greek
your
son
of a
Russian.
bitch.
For all we know, the moon's
bubble,
destroyed
but-
now.
All of
That's
the
not-
Russians.
It's
If you're
just a
Russian,
hologram?
you
It's
like
just a hologram,
PKP,
like in Dragon Ball
leave a
Z.
comment.
It's just a hologram.
Holy shit.
What?
The moon's a hologram because Russian robots already
No,
destroyed
you know what?
Yeah.
If I were, I'm just gonna say, if I were a Russian man I would be his. I would
That's
listen to Justin. Look at that. Look at his beard has
Yeah.
jewelry.
That's
How Russian can you?
I feel like you're being a little racist.
No, I
racist.
Racist.
I feel like a tough Russian man is gonna be like, I dig that guy. Look at him.
I dig
Stoic,
that guy. I'll give you vodka.
Quiet.
You want to
Drink.
send me vodka?
Yes.
Yeah.
Send it to P.O. Box.
00000. Yeah.
Address is right here.
His address is on PKP Facebook.
Oh my
Is it
god,
really?
it is.
Yeah.
It is.
Don't say
I don't
that,
think it
Justin.
is.
Yuck.
It is.
Is it?
It is.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Yes, it is.
Oh, you're gonna
I
get
know.
some weird stuff.
Fingers.
Oh yeah, that the Russian robots chopped off to show you who's boss.
I can get your toe.
Fingers.
I
I can get
give
your
it.
toe by 3 o'clock in the afternoon with nail polish.
How is she not on it?
Well, okay.
I
Well,
love
What
Really
other topics you got for us? You look like you're
So-
just biting at the bit.
we're moving on. We've talked about our jobs and our Russian counterparts and our conspiracy theories to take over the world.
Really?
They're not theories; they're conspiracy facts.
They're laws.
Conspiracy facts.
We live by the
And
truth.
let's move on. Let's
Great
move on
flow.
to some PKP biz.
Yeah, do it.
PKP.biz coming up
Urban
soon.
Fairfax.
Recently, as you probably, if you read the blog, you
Nope.
know that we have
No.
I do.
Troy does.
I read everything you put
Okay.
up.
I read every one of them.
They're
So,
very short, so they're easy to read.
Yeah, they're very short. They're
Probably
not like
very
they're not like a
interesting.
Dave Tucker post, which is like a novel.
Oh!
That's right. He doesn't watch the show.
It's the one he's gonna see.
I hear Courtney listens to it though, but
Oh, very good.
anyways,
She'll laugh.
that was for you, Courtney. But
Courtney, you're
anyways,
cool. You're cool for cats.
definitely.
You should get a cat.
But
You can have mine.
so last week we at the Dubuque Art Expo we had a film showing, a film debut, if you will, of 2 of our newest shows. One of them will be airing soon, called Memes the Word, at which Troy Potter over here was he was in the premiere episode,
Yeah.
and the other
Unintentional.
one, well, there you go.
I wasn't supposed to be there that day, and I just showed up.
Isn't that how all memes are?
What?
That's awesome.
Yeah,
All memes
were
are
really good.
intentional.
along
What
with
did you do?
David Duca
I
from the
was-
show.
That's
I
the
know-
point. What did you do?
I have no
really?
idea what the meme is.
It's
There's
just
several.
it's like this artistic video, and then Troy just literally says a meme. That's it.
What does he say?
Just
I say
wait.
several
Have to wait.
things.
It's
You'll see it later in the podcast.
it's awesome.
Ah, but I'm
actually.
in the podcast.
You'll
But
see it.
I'm in the podcast.
Damn
Yes.
it.
No,
Yeah,
it's
but go
it's
on.
really really awesome. I thought it was just like funny because it was really artistically done, and then Troy just
That's
says
awesome.
something totally random about
Which
a
is Troy?
velociraptor or some shit. I don't even know,
Raptor
but
Dave?
it was really
I'm
really
out for you,
good.
Raptor Dave.
I mean,
Love
the
seeing your
I think
head.
the shorter it is, the funnier it is because it was really, really funny, and that's why I suggested
sounds
that it got
awesome.
shortened because I think,
Recorder saying this.
well, the shorter that it
Well,
is,
it's all
I think the
very
funnier it
good.
is because then you're just like, it's that what the did you just do factor, but if it goes on too long, you're just like, okay.
That's
So-
a lot of things, yeah. Like you see how long it's going to be and you're like, do I want to wait for it to get funny? No.
But that's like just the fact that it's the what the
So, anyways,
You were talking about things, right?
so we
Is
we
this on
debuted we debuted Memes the Word and Urban Zerbex, starring the one and only Colonel Urban.
Who made an
No,
appearance
no
on
love.
Off Topic.
Yeah,
Hey!
he recently made an appearance on Off Topic.
Colonel Urban, I have to say,
Good.
was one of the best guests on Off Topic.
Excellent.
He was really funny.
I heard he was not there for a while. I went to the bathroom. I took a bathroom break.
You took a break.
And he
Colonel
kinda
Urban
stepped
came
in.
in. He just like he stepped in. He owned it. He told some funny stories.
Good.
He
Great.
skedaddled.
can't do
Great.
that on this.
Sounded like he slipped
Maybe
in
in
and
the
out
next
of accent.
next month's podcast.
Occasionally he slipped out of his accent, but you know he's a
I'm
colonel.
good.
He was
he
getting
can
worked
whatever.
up. He was getting.
Yeah.
But I have to
I
say,
heard
he
it was a long night for him. We had to shoot some stuff.
It was he was like the first guest on their show that I think was
Was it
able
Colonel?
to become multiple guests. Which, if you listen to Bob and Tom, is kind of awesome. You're like one of those comedians who like does weird voices.
Excellent.
But This Urban Zerbax is supposed to be really super awesome.
Urban
And
Zerbex.
can I say, behind the scenes, he actually got in the costume to do our podcast, which has no video.
Yeah,
Why did you do that?
I thought there was.
Why?
Well, I need to
Behind
get
the
this
scenes, he had to get in character. He
I
did.
get
He left the
in
room to go
character.
get in character, came back in, was Colonel Urbex, left, came back as
Colonel
well.
Urbex.
So it was like being with multiple. It was like having multiple guests. It was kind of cool.
Yeah, I can't do the Colonel Urban thing without putting on the beret and sunglasses. For the art show,
like an
it was
animal.
also an art show, the Ink and Art Expo art. Our very own Justin Adams had a few of his art pieces in the show.
What? I didn't know that.
I believe somebody bought something.
Someone bought something.
Someone wanted to buy something, but they never emailed me, so...
Asshole.
Fuck
Yet?
whoever that was.
Whoever you are, if you're
Oh!
watching,
Email him, you bitch.
Blender right here.
Wait,
It's a
describe
giant
your
blender.
artwork. I've actually never gotten to see your artwork before. Is it painting or is it what? Is it
It is.
I had
drawings?
some ink paintings and acrylic paintings. in the
Really?
show.
What are they of?
Have you ever played Shadow of the Colossus?
No, but
I love that game.
I feel like
They
I
were
want to
kind of
now.
like that.
I
So
pretty
I
awesome.
feel like it's so like epic and like dark.
It is.
And
Yeah, it was like
It
a,
is epic.
like a
yes.
little guy.
Oh my god, his
Big
paintings are
monsters.
really awesome.
I've never seen your paintings before. That'd be really cool. Neither has this podcast.
Ta-da!
Actually-
Ta-da!
So,
Somewhere.
into segue of that, unless Justin, you died. So Justin created all the posters for all of our shows.
Did you really?
And actually, there is a new poster for Urban Zerbex that I'm
Oh,
gonna.
hi, man. Great job.
It's actually right here.
Of Paul's face.
For sale with 3 easy installments in 1995.
Urban
$29.95,
Zerbex.
4 payments. You also get a ShamWow.
If you call in the next 3 minutes, we'll double the offer.
Double
That's
the
right.
ShamWow.
2 Urban Zerbex, 3 ShamWows for 3 easy payments of $19.95.
This
Get your
face.
MasterCard ready and call this number right here.
Yep.
I think they're actually only $5.
Yeah, they're $5 regular,
Mhm.
$10 signed.
Only $5.
Yeah.
Plus
Why?
shipping. If,
Oh,
yeah.
plus shipping.
$14.99 shipping and
Do
handling.
you know
That's
how
how it
many
gets
people are
$19.99.
That's why. You can't have
Yeah.
it. Don't you know the rules of retail? You work in the biz. You have to put a 95. You cannot put a solid number on it.
$4.95.
$9.95. Because if it's too cheap, they think it's cheap.
Yeah.
$85.
$85. $84.95.
Also, we're gonna throw in a nice tub of OxyClean. You got yellow sheets? Quit pissing in them. Throw them in some OxyClean.
Tub of OxyClean? Just,
There's tubs of OxyClean.
can I get a bottle of that too?
Yeah.
Thank
Yay,
you.
Justin.
So, Urban Zerbex, today, while we're filming this right now, I did a web update. Check us out, www.wearepkp.com. I did a web update, and the first episode of Urban Zerbex is available on internet right now.
On internet.
On the internet, on the YubTubs.
On Bob Dole's internet.
So anyways, moving on, Urban Zerbex is online, so that's cool. And now, let's talk about a little bit more about Murder Party 2. We've talked about it in the past, on the previous podcasts.
You ever finish that?
Still haven't been around.
We still have one more day of production to go.
Are you the
Hopefully
CEO?
going to be filmed sometime next week or the week after.
Good for Monday.
Are you good for Monday? Well, apparently it's going to be filmed on Monday now, unless it rains.
It's really all about Troy at this point.
But,
It is.
It's your home
Yes.
that they're filming.
So Troy, can you speak on your experience of, we might have done this before in a previous podcast, but can you speak on your experience of being the Whiskers and prepping for the role and putting on all those whisker mustaches?
Can I later then
He
talk about
spoke on
behind the
the
scenes of the partner of Whiskers?
Eugene thing. I've been
yeah,
trying to
yeah.
listen to your podcast now
I did
because I
do
never did.
Eugene.
Can you do a Whiskers? What can you say about being Whiskers, St. Elliot?
Well, I'll go into the first creation of the character. I did it on actual Murder Party that Dave Tucker threw.
Just a casual fun
Just
party,
a-
no
yeah.
filming.
Everyone dressed up as a character, and I literally threw them together last minute.
And we threw them together in an hour, all of our costumes.
Yeah, and it was the first time I ever put on any prosthetic hair or anything, and I spray painted. I hairsprayed
Whole
the
can.
mustache, and it was sticking out to here. And as soon as it was on, like the character just leapt out of my mouth. Like I didn't think of anything I was gonna say.
did.
It just leapt out of my mouth, and it was just like the voice came, everything came. I don't know. Everybody came.
Sorry, Dad.
I don't know. It was just as natural as like breathing,
It was.
which is almost scary.
But it
I
wasn't
said-
just a mustache. Like, you got into, because you had, like, Goodwill clothing.
Oh
and
yeah.
you kind of just dressed up, and I think it was, like, once you put that on and had the mustache, then you walked up to me and you were like, hello. Like, you did some weird your whiskers thing. And it just kind of fell into sync.
Yeah.
Before we even left the house, you already had, like, a character name, and...
Yeah, and I don't know. It just clicked. It was one of those things that just worked, and
You do that a lot, though. Like, you come up with a lot of just crazy...
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know anyone who can do. Like, I hear you talk
Yeah.
about it, and I understand, like, in my mind, like, it happening.
Yeah, but
And it's
Let's-
awesome.
it's literally
and, like, no one
instantaneous.
else could just, like, do that.
Let's talk a little bit about the process. I know there's a few young aspiring filmmakers who sometimes watch
Chandler.
this podcast. Chandler Keck.
Yep.
Pointing a lot.
Yeah.
Sorry, Chandler.
So we all have alter egos, different characters. Whiskers, Colonel Urban,
Gwendolyn Trundlebunk.
Coos, Gwendolyn Trundlebunk, the Justin,
Pretty much anything
Let's-
Justin ever does.
let's do a side
As
tangent.
Justin.
I don't have an
So what's
alternative.
your process in creating your own special character?
Well,
You just do it, or
like I was into like theater and stuff when I was in high school, and so that made me like break out of my shell a little more. And like the way I do characters and set them up, like if I think about it too hard, it's not gonna come off well. But if like I know it's gonna look goofy, I'm not afraid to, like, if I look fat or I have a dumb looking face, because I think that just adds more to whatever character I do. I'm not afraid to look like a complete idiot.
Which, that's a good actor.
And
To be able to
so,
let go of, like, being insecure about your body. in
yeah,
any way.
and I don't care. And plus, I got fat, and that made Whiskers even better. So, but yeah, when I was Eugene, like, I don't even know, like, I put that stupid scab on my face, looked stupid.
I pinned the rat tail in.
Yeah.
I did. It was very hard, very short hair.
Even when we did Lolo's birthday party, we did a Goodwill party, and I was just that sleazy guy with the...
Our
like-
Macklemore party, I have to say, I'm going to stop you because talking about the process, Loretta and I walked around, Lola and I walked around, Jeremy and we were assembling our costumes, and it's pretty easy when you're in Goodwill because there's creepy stuff, but it takes you a while. He got there late with Joel, literally walked up to the rack, went boom, 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 done.
Yeah.
That was it. And it was like a pea yellow shirt, pea colored pants and top, and he knew right off the bat. So for him to say, like, it doesn't even take him getting into the costume. He can just literally be like, this is gross, this is funny, this will make my ass look big.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And we were all standing there like, we spent like an hour and a half in here, and you rocked it. You like hit it out of the park and you had no doubts about it.
I don't know. Like, for that, I had no idea what I was going into for that.
Yeah.
It's not even like I really had a character for that. It was kind of like, I was like a sleazy, like, door-to-door salesman is what I
A
kind of
door-to-door
was.
door salesman.
That's what a door-to-door door salesman.
That was
like,
his thing. And he kind of named him Murray, but we're not going with that, so it's not in
but
the
anyway,
movies, Paul.
not yet?
No.
I walked in and I'm like, I just need something, and I found a gold blazer,
Looks
and I was
like
like,
you're in.
boom,
Think you're
grabbing it. I'm gonna pick everything else that goes with this. Boom, like even in my head, I think of like stuff that you don't even see that adds to the character. Like for that one, for instance, I had a pocket full of change. Like
Purposefully.
I had like $4.
I remember you.
I like
He was
everything
like,
I would say, be like, ah, just like shake it and just like jingle like $4 the change for whatever reason, like an old, like a not Southern gentleman, but like
You were Murray from Flight of the Conchords, and don't say you weren't. You even
For
called yourself
Whiskers?
Murray. Not Whiskers, but for the...
I already moved on. Whiskers.
Clearly we moved on.
I
past the
said
Condor
for
rapper.
Whiskers I was, and then you're like Murray. I'm like no,
I'm still like, just cannot believe you said
no. And then for Whiskers, I don't know. Like when it's on, I feel like I should be an old, respectable gentleman. Like I kind of mixed up the voices of Daniel Day-Lewis's character from There Will Be Blood and Buzz Killington from Family Guy.
that. Yeah.
And I kind of mashed those together into whatever amalgam Whiskers is. And Eugene, I went for like a dirty, like gross, like old man, but he had some like he was into God and stuff, like a God-fearing old war vet.
That was hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think what was big about Whiskers and what was big about any of those characters that people don't realize what developed you is that the instructions for the party were you had to come up with a character and a murder weapon.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember being in the store and you're like, oh, what would be kind of a cool, like cheap, but like an easy way, and you thought of the pocket comb.
Yeah.
And then you thought of somebody who would actually carry like a pocket comb that had a point on it. And I remember we were with my brother, who doesn't usually dress up. He actually said, he's like, this is the first grown-up party I've ever been to. Like in college, they just get drunk in basements. And we're like, oh, welcome to the world. And he won the costume award for it. But anyway, we're in Walmart in
Was he
Galena.
like Cletus T. NASCAR?
Cletus T. NASCAR. And he had so much fun. But we're in Walmart. We're trying to think of our characters. And you had, like, I think that's where the development started coming in. Because you had your weapon, and you're like, who would carry a pointed pocket comb? And you kind of just, like, progressed it from there.
I actually, when I first thought of the character, I wanted to be a European mustache champion from, like, Sweden or something.
We were
But then
watching
as
a
soon
lot
as
of
I
that.
had it on, and, like, I
You
was
just
ready to
became
go,
something else.
the voice just came, and
And
I
then-
became
yeah.
Whiskers Saint.
And as we're standing in our house before we've even left, he's telling stories from, like, different periods of time. It really connects. Like, you don't
And
really know.
everyone was like,
Time
what the
travel.
hell is
Spencer,
he
yeah.
going on?
Like, what?
I'm really jealous
What
of that.
century
I
is
wish
it?
I had someone who lived in my home who would just
That is
spout
why
off.
I have to say, like,
I would
Stories.
find that living with me would be exhausting.
secret, actually, living together is not exact, but, like, I always think it's interesting because you guys put him in your movies and he's like this big star, and people who meet Troy see this over-the-top personality, and it's really interesting to me because when we're at home, Troy and I are actually, like, huge introverts. Like, we can go hours without saying a word. Like, we're very quiet people, and we need a lot of time to, like, regroup after being, like, the life of the party. And it's so funny because I see him on screen, he's like, ah, and he's
Yelling at the
Neil's
camera.
ripping his whiskers off, and it's hilarious because, like, we both kind of have that in our personality where we can just you can shine it on and you can be somebody else, but then when you get home it's like that it doesn't exist. Like, Whiskers is not in our house, that does not happen. He even kind of grunts, he's like, ugh, we have to film, because it actually takes him a really long time. He has to steam the whisker, like the fake crepe hair, with our teapot for like
Well, I
half an
do it
hour.
with the
just-
teapot because I don't want to get the iron out. I just
No,
have to
but
turn
like
the
he has to
teapot on.
straighten this crepe hair and stuff, so I mean it's a lot of work, but we're actually very quiet at home. Can I just add, as someone who lives with Whiskers, you know, like when you go in a public restroom and there's hair on the toilet and it's disgusting? Try having Whiskers hair all over your sink.
The only reason... Okay.
Is it nice or bad or horrible?
You have
She
hairs
just said
this
try
long all
doing
over.
it. She never indicated whether
Yeah.
it was
It's
bad.
gross.
Yeah.
And I don't know if
The
it's
last
children or
time I
not.
was Whiskers, she just cleaned the bathroom, and I'm
I
like, well, time
literally
to be
just wiped it
Whiskers.
down, and then he's like,
And, like, there was
"We have to
hair
film, woman."
everywhere.
oh, in places that I don't even know why there's hair, and I'm like, it's like this long, and it's puby, and you're just like, oh my god, just like wiping
Yeah.
with a bleach wipe, like, oh.
So-
So I hope you're
yeah.
happy, Paul.
The Whiskers process
Clorox
takes
is-
like 30 minutes for each side of the mustache, and that's if I'm rushing.
and then he
it.
hand trims it, and then he has me check right here to make sure that there's no like weird.
So
it is
that's why
like we watch out for each other.
like
That is
I
awesome.
like being the character, but every time like you're like if we have to film a short scene and I have to put a mustache on, I'm like, oh, that means before I even got to the shoot,
Like, shave
I
your face.
prepared an hour and a half
Yeah.
before I
See, it's a
got to the
complete-
shoot
If you don't
already.
shave, doesn't it rip out?
If
like
I don't-
you have grown.
If I don't shave, then frickin' the spirit gum that I use will rip any of the hair off.
Yeah,
And-
it's gross.
Actually, for Murder Party 2, like I have a lot of stubble when I'm in the like the asylum or whatever,
Yeah.
and I would never shave my top lip because I didn't want to like take the mustache off and just have not a shaved top lip. And so
Right.
I would keep it on, and when I would take the mustache off, it would like pluck hairs out, and I'd be crying because it hurt so much. Unless I swept the mustache off.
That is dedication. But
What are-
Paul, like, you have the same problem. Like, when you get in, how do you develop these characters like Colonel Urban? I think that, what is your process? Because obviously, like, Troy has a process where he just, I think it's more into the props and it kind of just springs an idea. But, like, what about you?
Well, for me, I try to do a character like with Colonel Urban or with Hollis or with. There's a new show we got coming out where I play extremely enthusiastic cheerleader kid from the 80s. I try to make him as much as an opposite person of how I am in real life.
That's cool.
Because I don't like playing myself on camera, which is kind of why when we first started doing the podcast, I was a little against it because I don't like having myself be myself on camera.
Be Bon Jovi, Paul Bon
Yeah.
Jovi.
You're the one that wanted to do the podcast.
Yeah, but then if I'm not in
CEO.
it, then it's gonna be weird.
I'm the CEO of PKP, by the way.
I've decided that
Just
years
nice.
ago. It's happened.
But-
It's real.
With Colonel Urban, I want it to be just this outlandish, crazy.
It's like George
Military
Bush
gentleman.
as a smart person.
Yeah, it's like George Bush and.
Started as a Halloween costume, right? For
Yeah,
one
it
of
started
our
as a
parties?
Halloween costume for part of your guys' place a
Yeah.
long time ago.
That was
Oh,
like
yeah.
5 years ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a long time. Yeah.
Wow, I don't remember you
And
being there.
That was like one of the first
that was
times
a
I've
crazy
ever.
night.
Yeah, I
Like,
think
hang
that
out
was the
with you,
best
too.
first
Yeah.
time I met you.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, it was
That was.
because I would only
It
known Paul
was.
for like maybe
Halloween's
a couple
a
of
good day.
weeks,
Yeah.
and you came with
Yeah,
Justin
yeah.
and Matt, right?
Uh huh.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, Matt was there too.
yeah.
And I remember.
That was the first night, and
Dave
then you
McCourty
guys
went.
you went
Mhm.
to go see a movie.
Yeah, we went to a movie after
Yeah, you
that.
dicks. You left our party
Yeah.
to see a movie. We're like,
Dave,
oh, we're
this
throwing
was
a
Dave
big
and
party.
Courtney were a little. I don't. They wanted to
see a
leave
movie.
early. But
Yeah, dick.
Anyway,
we didn't know you guys back then.
that's all right. I ended up
Enough.
getting blackout drunk and puked in the garbage
He
can.
puked on our whole
Kind of wish
kitchen.
I stayed for that. But yeah, originally Colonel Urban was which was kind of similar to how he is now. Originally he was a vampire, and he
Did
was
not see that coming.
Yeah.
he was
Yeah, that was
He was a
weird.
vampire.
That's really weird. You
Go
should
on.
probably cut that.
he was originally he was a vampire. And he was immortal, and he had this huge history, huge past. And
He
all
was
this
based
stuff.
off of Vamp from Metal
Yeah.
Gear Solid.
He was a mix. He was supposed to be originally. He was supposed to be a mix between Vamp from Metal Gear Solid and Brad Pitt's character from *Inglourious Bastards*. But as time went on, and we actually filmed episode 4 of season 2 of Man vs. Kind of Wild, I normalized him, I guess you could say. I took out the vampire part.
He's totally yeah. The vampire pipe like blows my mind
Yeah,
because
it
he's
was-
not like weird, shiny, shimmery,
Well, the Twilight.
Twilighty,
Twilight didn't exist then.
Twilight didn't exist back then.
Blade shit.
Blade
But,
kicks ass.
Yeah, Blade
Yeah.
kicks ass, but Colonel Urban is not Blade
Not anymore. But
anymore.
He used to be.
He's done with that. He moved past
That
that
was-
phase. That was college.
yeah,
that was college
that
for
was
him.
his college experiment.
Oh, that's weird.
But yeah, so now he just turns.
That's cool.
He's this Southern military gentleman, and he has a bit of a history to his past, and I just try to make him as outlandish as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Same-
he was hilarious and off topic.
Yeah.
He was a great guest.
I'm
He was
glad
one of
that
the
he was
best.
here for that.
He was one of the best.
He's a busy
guests.
guy. He's saving the world or doing something or going urban explorating all the time.
For Urban Zerbex, do you
Explorating.
do you think about like what you're gonna say at all beforehand, or you just
No.
No.
Or just
Think
talk
about
as
it.
That's
him.
why we have such a
just-
hard time filming it.
yeah?
Because every
Okay.
time we filmed 5 episodes of Urban Zerbex already, and we've showed the first one, and it's like I get there and I just have to improv it, and I have no idea what I'm gonna say before I say it. Like,
Because
Justin's-
some of the
Cool,
times
though.
we don't know where we're gonna film.
yeah,
Because like the first episode, I don't know if that one's out yet.
yeah, it's not out yet.
So the
but-
first one we filmed was
That
just some
was
place that we found.
yeah, we just found a random
Yeah.
abandoned thing, and you'll see it in a later episode.
Hmm.
But we just found it, and I just
We were looking for
picked
something
an idea
else
and I
found
rolled with it.
something.
And I don't know
Cool, though.
how well it's gonna be on camera or not, or how well it's gonna be edited, but it's what we did, and I think it turned out pretty good.
Yeah.
But for a lot of the Urban Zerbex stuff, it's just like I go to a thing and whatever comes to my
Make up
mind,
some
I'm gonna
bullshit.
say
You
it.
just
and
say it
it's-
out loud.
I just BS for like half an hour, and then we cut it down to 3 minutes.
But honestly, like, some of the best lines that have come out of your even like murder party were improv anyway. So I think some of the funniest things come from just like
Yeah.
off the cuff. Like
Just
you guys
like
are
the-
funnier.
Hey, want to get a room later? Sorry.
I'm
Married,
married.
to America.
That is.
Yeah, that's then off topic.
But I mean, I have to say, like, I haven't seen Urban's Urbex, but
That's what I do for Colonel Urban, for Hollis. I'm just this stupid idiot that thinks that everything's out to kill him.
My favorite character that you do is still
Yeah.
Ghost Hunter Dave. Just the
My character on Ghost Hunter Dave. I'm the cameraman.
just
Paul.
the cameraman. It was adorable.
The gay
The
friend?
first episode,
Yeah, the
I was
gay
just
friend.
like, you are so cute.
But
Because you're just like quiet and. Oh,
I just say one word the entire episode.
you're very funny
It's
though.
adorable.
I will say, it's just like, because I'm not in a lot of the
Haunted?
movies, but you're
yeah,
funny.
haunted or yeah.
You're very
But,
natural on camera. Because, like, well, on Off Topic, you had talked about how, like, you really got into film just because you happened to just be making films. Like, you had a camera, and now you've developed yourself into this, and you're always really funny. Like, you're not so many, because I'm not always in them, but, like, watching it, like, you come up with funny characters, and, like, even the characters people don't see, like the Traveler, as I call it.
Traveler. He'll show up in an episode one day.
So again, back to the
Something.
thrift store, like Macklemore party. It was really funny because like I think Dave was just talking about this last week. You guys showed up and Paul had like this flannel shirt and like this whole get up, and I honestly pictured him having like a stick with like a ball of cloth full of like his own clothing and like
Yes.
beans.
You should have.
And he looked like some
that.
Irish like train hopper, and it was really cool because it was just like for a
He did.
birthday
He
party.
looked super Irish, and he's not.
Yeah,
Irish
but
at
it
all.
was so cool because you had like this whole like character built up for this, and it was really cool.
Do what I can.
But
It's
I think
like
that's
Troy.
that's what's great about
Just
you guys.
flows.
Like you do these movies and you guys come up with and they're not written like nobody created but Whiskers but Troy Potter. It may not be written into the credits, but like Whiskers is a creation of Troy. You know, Urban Urbex is Colonel Urban is you. Nobody, and that's what's interesting because a lot of these characters you see in movies and the big screen, they're
premeditated.
yeah,
by someone else.
somebody thought it up and they're like, this is funny. So just act it out. But you guys, to be able to improv is really hard. Like many of my theater friends have said that because improv is like right in the moment, and to be funny doing it, like it's all about timing and chemistry, and it's cool.
Actually, I can't remember who I was talking to. It was not even that long ago, like maybe a week ago. Somebody was talking to me about like comedy and stand-up comedy.
It's hard.
And I was like, I could never do stand-up comedy. Like, for me to, like, get a routine down and tell jokes in front of a crowd, I could never do that. But improv comes to me, like, no problem. Like, I can improv stuff.
But improv is like a chemistry. It's like you're with other people and you're...
I know, but I could never, like...
Stand-up, you're just... That's it.
Like, do I think I'm a funny guy? Yeah, sometimes. But... I'm not on all the time. But, I could never do stand-up comedy. It's like it's a totally different thing. Like, but I can feed off people's reactions and go.
But you guys can improv, and that's something that not a lot of people can do. Not a lot of serious stage actors can do. You can read a line that's rehearsed, and you can be good at it, but you guys actually have to... It takes intelligence, man.
Yeah, there you go.
Cool.
Gotta be on your feet.
Yeah.
So that was basically it for the PKP news. We talked about character development, character styles, who we like to play as, who we don't like to play as, and all that good stuff. Now, I'd like to move into a new segment of the In the Air podcast called Commentate This, where we are going to be commentate. Like
Tainted?
Commentate.
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 It's not going to be known as commentate. Commentate this.
Imagine the image with that.
Yeah.
Real hairy.
Where we watch the short videos that we create and put on YouTube, and we provide commentary for them. The first one is actually going to be the first video that we're going to be providing commentary on for tonight. Is going to be a video that has actually not aired on YouTube yet. A little episode of a little show called Memes the Word that is
Oh my
going
God, I'm
to
so
air
excited.
right now as we provide our very own commentary to it. That's good. CEO Justin Adams right here suggested if you want to watch Memes the Word without commentary,
The link is in this general area.
Right here.
And there.
5, 4, and 3, 2, 1. Chat's
Oh my.
gone.
Russians,
You didn't get
suck
to
it.
Tough titties.
Tough titties. And here's our version right now. So this is Memes the Word. We did it with kind of randomly with Dave Duca and Troy Tucker.
Yep.
Troy Potter, sorry.
We
Mine and Dave's love child.
Had Dustin just find the memes quick on the
Yeah.
phone.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was kind of a downfall of it because a lot of the memes that we did, I don't know if they were funny. I think they could have been funnier.
I don't know. I
They
think
were
it-
just,
I think
they
it
were
turned out
easy.
good.
They're like that girl at the party, the first
Yeah.
one you see. You could have just waited longer.
All this stuff you're seeing right now is actually stock footage that I got for free on the internet.
From Google?
Kind of from
Well,
It's
Google.
from
Free,
New Zealand. From
right?
New Zealand because everything's free
It's
there.
legal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's free and legal.
Free stock footage.
Yeah.
This is weird footage.
Everything definitely became clear,
But very
especially all those Nicaraguan kids that we filmed in that lighthouse right there.
It's in like Michigan.
But the idea just kind of came out of nowhere. The idea for the show came from me and Ryan Fleahardy just talking about wanting to make new shows, and I wanted to make a show that makes fun of memes and makes fun of artsy shows and stuff that you see at art shows.
What was that font you used? Because it looked pretty...
It's Impact.
Yeah, of course. Meme.
And,
meme's a word.
So Ryan Fleahardy actually created the name of the show, and you're seeing it right now, the first episode. And it's basically Dave Tucker and... Or Dave Tucker.
No.
Troy
Dave-
Potter.
Dave Duca.
Dave Duca. Yeah.
Obviously someone's thinking
Troy,
of someone.
Troy, can you say your thoughts on this video that's almost half over? What were your thoughts of coming here and making, like,
As you squint through
just
those
doing...
glasses.
Well, I really, you're
Eagle.
saying, you kept saying, it's going to be very artistic. And then you would have me say ridiculous things. I'm like, where's this going? I really just needed to see the last, the final project. And I'm glad I'm seeing it right now. Because this is a lot better than, not that I thought it was going to be crappy, but I was like, I had no idea what.
It's really artistic.
I
Yeah.
thought it was gonna be crappy.
Apparently,
Justin
I thought it was
said
going to
that
be very
the whole
crappy.
time.
I thought it was gonna be stupid, but it turned out really funny.
Troy, secretly, when he got...
See, stick with me.
Yeah.
You make good videos.
Yeah. Totally.
Why
Kind
are
of.
you wearing Duca's glasses? You probably
We
can't
switched
see
glasses.
A damn.
We switched glasses at this point because before this, we actually filmed a scene that you'll probably see later in another Memes the Word,
Yeah.
where we were wearing our regular clothes and regular glasses, and we're like, well, we need to switch it up, so we switched glasses so no one could tell it was us before.
Oh, cool.
It's like the Superman.
Can I just say,
It's like
Dave,
Superman, yeah.
Dave Duca's mustache has never looked thicker.
Yeah,
I've
well,
known him for a long time.
probably
It's
the
never looked
contrast on this is what it is.
thicker. You're squinting.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's damn bright out. Plus, I had magnifying glasses on my eyes to shine light farther into my retinas.
Why
God.
are you at Eagle Point Park with a guitar? Like, none of this makes sense.
And there were just
Am I the
random
only
people
person that thinks that?
staring at us. It
He's
was-
just wailing and doing his Duca
Oh, he was
stuff.
wailing. He was.
Duca has magic
wrapping it
ways
up
with
here,
a guitar
actually.
that's just Duca-ing.
Back to you, Paul. Enjoy the rest of the podcast. Hope you like our commentary on Memes the Word. That basically wraps it up for the PKP podcast. We talked about a lot of stuff tonight. Jobs, character development, commentary on a new video. And before I go, I'd like to talk about our viral video of the month. Let me just kind of sneak in here. Ooh, ah! The viral video of the month that a friend of the show, Sarah Gaber, found is called Jean Sword Dancing. Link to the video is right here. Alright, and our version was done with the famous Troy to the Max Extreme with the special guest of the night, Chelsea Danger Harris. And that video is right here. Alright. I'm coming back! Okay. And that was the viral video of the month. Thank you for watching. I'd like to thank Jasmine for being the Jasmine Reinders for being the spectator of the night.
And the lover that
And
you've always dreamed of.
I'd like to thank
No?
Chelsea Danger Harris for
Thank you
being
for having
the
me.
honorary guest, first female
Thank you for having me.
First lady
I
of.
think we're equally both. Yeah, we're both
Was it
females.
Loretto in the
Both have
first
female
episode?
parts.
Technically.
Yes. we
Oh,
did
technically,
She was-
Elizabeth Welsh, JJ's girlfriend.
So
Yeah,
thank you for
for sure.
giving me a false title. Can I just
Yeah.
be the only
First
person
official.
Thank you.
Guest of honor
She didn't
female.
say anything.
There you go.
Yeah.
also with the middle name Danger?
Yep. There you go.
That's
Always even better.
If you have any questions or comments of this podcast, right here,
Yeah.
John. And thank you for watching. Tune in, like and subscribe. Okay, bye.
I don't think you can
See ya.
actually say that.
Good night, folks.
Goodbye.
Good night, folks.
Bye.
Get out of
Brought to
here.
you by the number 3.
3.